the Nate and Garrett Show, talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. Truth bombs that many never knew. We talking politics, everything up to the moon. Was the landing real or fake? I guess you'll never know. Let's talk, this is the Nate and Garrett Show, yeah. So lend me your ear, let's get it poppin'. You know that we keep it live, non-stopping. Educate and entertain, there ain't no doubt. After you listen, you'll be thinking way outside the box. From media dishonesty, never let them play you. Keep it authentic nowadays, many can't do. Unfiltered is how we do it. Make sure you stay locked in and tuned in, let's go. Had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show, talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. The Nate and Garrett Show.
And now, welcome to the Nate and Garrett Show. Prepare yourself to be transported to the furthest reaches of reality. As the hosts unravel the mysteries of the universe, the depths of the deep state, the truth hidden in plain sight, all while bringing you the news from this week. Please welcome your hosts, Nate and Garrett.
Hey, what's up? Flimsy. We need to fix his Wi-Fi, then he will be set. Yeah, no shit. Gotta get that lagging fixed, Garrett, from every now and then. That's the real answer. Yep. Oh, God, can't hear him. I'm glad Jake was on it.
There we go, Flimsy.
Thank you, Flimsy.
You're going to have to try to keep me on point tonight because there's just too much to cover. We really should have probably went live on election night.
Yeah.
But it was kind of, they also convinced us that we wouldn't know who the winners were and stuff. And boy, were they wrong on that one.
The red wave. The red wave is coming, dude.
And I don't know if people are sick of hearing about it yet or not, but boy, there's a lot to parse through with these exit polls and stuff. But it's a pretty clear message. And it was, people are sick of being called racist. They're sick of this woke stuff. And they're sick of a bad economy.
They're sick of a bad economy. They're sick of the COVID tyranny.
Yeah,
they're sick of the CRT bullshit.
Yeah.
They're sick of the left. The entire left platform. America is fucking done with it.
Biden,
and I'm thrilled to see that.
Biden has too much dementia. He doesn't know, but by Jen Psaki and stuff. Well, Biden says it all the time. He said, I had 71 million people vote for me, the most of any president ever. And they try to use that as like their justification for what they're doing. And boy, do they misread voters. Voters were just not happy about COVID. And Trump was there during COVID. And, his mean tweets and stuff. It was a really close election and he lost. And they misread that completely. And then supposedly the poll numbers for Biden were okay right away. Because they had asked Psaki about it. They said, when Biden's trying to push this, what justification do you have? She's like, his poll numbers are great. Well, his poll numbers right now are lower than any president ever in the history of the U.S. at this point in his presidency. The lowest. Wow. And the vice president is the lowest. And she's thought of as the most unpopular vice president ever.
Well, she's the only person who's almost as unlikable as Hillary.
Do you have that clip of her talking at the Terry McAuliffe thing? She basically said she would go down and campaign again the day of, and they told her to stay home because it doesn't help. She's that unlikable.
Is it this one?
Yeah, play this one.
Okay.
Tell everybody to vote tomorrow. Nothing like saying, you want to meet me tomorrow? What you doing tomorrow? You got any plans tomorrow? Tomorrow's a good day. It's going to be a good day. But the point is, tell her.
Someone wrote that for her. Do they think it's going to come across as likable or
funny?
Yeah.
She has all the charisma of a toilet bowl.
It's just terrible.
She's useless.
We talked about this, but she's got a huge problem because she accepted the vice president position. Because then they're going to say to her, like, okay, well, you said before that Joe Biden is a rapist, and you called him
a racist.
a racist. She said that girl was me that you tried to segregate. And she said, I believe the lady that's accusing you of raping her. So she said both
Tara
those things.
Reid.
Yes. So now they have to ask her if she ever runs. Okay, what is it? Did you lie and could accuse this guy of being a rapist, sexist? Or no, rapist, racist? To try to beat him in the polls? Or do you really believe that, but you're a political opportunist and you don't mind working with a rapist and a racist? I mean, it's only could be one of those two. There's really no in between.
No,
but it's kind of one of those things. The media does not talk about that enough, but it absolutely happened.
Right.
And coming back to that, so I've always said they had to run Biden for next election and stuff. They can't anymore. This is it.
No.
He is done.
We showed him falling asleep, didn't we, at the G20?
Yeah.
That was great.
And now they're trying to do the whole Biden closed his eyes for 20 seconds and the the conservatives are in an uproar.
Yeah.
They're trying to act like he wasn't asleep.
Yeah.
It was 30 seconds until the Secret Service came and woke him up. I mean, that would have been lasted for fucking...
Oh, he was out.
Till poopy pants time.
Yeah.
He's not coming back from that.
Yeah.
God, what point was I making? But anyway, like I said, there's just too much to parse through. And
he is a rapist and a racist, by the way.
Yes,
I believe Tara Reid. See,
absolutely. He can't not sniff little girls' hair when he's around them and fondle them. And you have Ashley Biden basically saying that she was forced to take showers with him.
Yeah, his daughter accuses him of molesting her in her diary.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's go to some positive news, and let's just show Glenn Youngkin's. He went on Fox and gave a little, I don't know, fucking victory speech here. Have you seen this?
No.
It's just 30 seconds.
This is an opportunity to really express a redefinition of the role of a governor, which is to go work for 8.5 million Virginians. And I asked everybody in this Commonwealth, I asked over and over, hire me to go work for you, and we're going to get a lot done. And so the next 4 years is going to be incredibly exciting. I can't wait to get to work. We've already started, as I said, getting our transition team moving. And this is going to be a very, very exciting 4 years for all Virginians, I hope.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Go to work. I like that.
Did you know Trafalgar Group called it perfectly? They had him at 2.4, and he won by 2.3%.
Really?
So Trafalgar Group, once again, got it perfect. And that was when the Trafalgar Group came out there with the final poll, everyone goes, Trafalgar Group's only given 2.4. He's in deep trouble. Well, they got it exactly right again. So, I mean, but where they got wrong is New Jersey. New Jersey, everybody had the Democrat there winning by 14 points. Trafalgar came out and said 4, and everyone laughed and mocked them. I don't think that's even decided yet. I think it's going to a recount.
Is it that close?
Yes.
Wow.
It was and they kept acting like, well, this is kind of close, but wait until Essex County drops, and wait until basically they're waiting for the shitholes of New Jersey to drop, because the shitholes is where they knew these votes were. And
there's fraud going on, if you ask me. Wasn't Essex
shit.
County? You sent me a video that said that they shut down 57 of the voting machines before they counted the votes. Yeah, they shut them off.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff there too.
It looks like some shady shit's going on there.
But Biden won that by almost 20 points. And that's New Jersey. That's deep blue. And so that's a 20-point swing there. In Virginia, Biden won by, I think it was 10 or so. So that's already a 12.5-point swing. But more kind of concerning to Democrats is they won the Hispanic vote. They won votes that they lost. So you look at the demographics, and they asked Biden the next day. You could see it where he's like, well, the Trump voters came out. So everything's Trump still to these guys.
Yeah.
But it's not. Biden or Youngkin won in basically every demographic. He pulled every demographic further to the right.
And big time with suburban women. I saw
suburban women's a big one.
Yeah.
Like I said, he won Hispanics. A Republican won Hispanics.
Yeah.
There was a big Hispanic county that was going to drop. And I think that the Youngkin crew or the McAuliffe crew kind of thought okay, here's a chance. And they were shocked because they lost. they came out more for Terry.
So you're saying that the Latinkses are voting Republican?
I think that's a big part of it. I think they fucking hate being called Latinkses.
I do too.
It does not fit at all.
Dude, everything about the fucking woke left is just jamming entire races, entire populations to the right. Thank God.
And, they tried running. The Democrats tried runs. Like you'll see stuff saying like, "Don't Texas for our Virginia," and they really tried beating an abortion
Parents
thing
out
down.
of classrooms.
They tried, and the exit polling shows that only 5% of people had abortion as their major issue. Of those 5%, 80% of them voted for the Republican.
Oh, yeah.
So they were beating that. And the people that thought that abortion was important went against them. So they completely lost that. Did you see the flyer they sent out, that the Democrats sent out? It basically looks identical to a flyer for a Republican.
Yeah.
And then on the back, you look at it, they're just trying to tie. Yes. So look at this.
Yeah, this was believe it or not, this was a Democrat campaign and not a Republican.
Spent money on that.
Yeah. They're saying that they're trying to tie him so much with Trump.
They said this guy is like Donald Trump.
Accidentally giving him more votes.
President Trump represents so much of why I'm running. They have a little flag down in the corner. Virginia is very winnable, but everyone has to go out and vote. We'll take back Virginia. And on the back of this, real small, it says paid for by
stupid Democrats.
And they're Democrats.
Yeah,
yes.
Paid for by dumb Democrats. Dude, okay, but let me just say that we've been talking about the red wave and the pendulum swinging and stuff. Yep. And I think this Virginia election, the fact that he actually won is such a good sign. And the fact that New Jersey is this close.
All right. So, yeah,
we're going to win the House. We're going to win the Senate. We're going to win the presidency.
Yeah.
We're going to sweep governorships left and right. I mean, I think it's big news.
You'll have to pull up Predict It. But you kind of said before last election, you said this is maybe the most important election. And obviously you were onto something. We're seeing that they're trying to do very un-American things, vaccine mandates, printing money left and right. Basically, they're trying to make America look nothing like America. This was by far the most non-election year election ever, but I think this was the most important just because it basically undid everything that happened a year ago. You're going to see a lot of Democrats retire. You're going to see a lot of Democrats really distance themselves now from the woke. We're going to see everything change from here on out. There are going to be tons of people that miss the message, of course. But you can talk Virginia, what's one thing? They could try saying, they're trying to do it. They're trying to say, well, Terry McAuliffe was a bad candidate that ran a bad campaign. One, that's not true. He was the governor before this. So apparently in Virginia, you can't be governor 2 sessions in a row. So you have to sit out 4 years.
Oh, weird.
Run.
I didn't know.
So that's what he did.
I see.
But also the lieutenant governor is a Republican. And the AG now is a Republican. By the way, the lieutenant governor is a black female, the first one ever in Virginia. The attorney general now is a Hispanic.
Dude, I'm sure the Democrats are blowing trumpets celebrating that, aren't they?
That
must
should be national news,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. They only ever celebrate people of color when they toe the line of liberals,
But there a lot of other things happen. Obviously, the New Jersey one's huge. And that seems to be a lot of that's about the vax mandates and the shutdowns. In Pennsylvania, there's a lot of the state Supreme Court seats were up, and Republicans basically swept them. In Virginia, the state Senate is now red, and they basically thought that was impossible. And for a while there, they thought it was a 50-50 thing, and everyone's freaking out, going, oh, my God, the Republicans now have a tie there. Well, they don't have a tie. It turns out there was votes double counted or something like that, and they fixed the error. Now it's a 54 to a 46 majority now for Republicans there. And also, a lot of school board elections went. And there's a teacher that got fired because he got pictured at the January 6th insurrection. So he got fired. Well, he ran for school board and won.
Nice.
So the teacher is now on the school board.
That's cool. But dude, one thing about this, Bill Maher said that red states are fun, open paradises, and blue states are dystopian nightmare shitholes.
Yep.
He did not his exact words, but something to that effect. And he's totally right. And that's another reason why the red wave is going to sweep through.
Our listener, DZ Drunk, said that. He said that he's from Virginia. He's recently graduated from college. And his friends group, I'm guessing, is the same age. And he said they're all locked in, and none of them have jobs. And he said in his friends group, it was a split between 50-50, basically. And he was right on.
Yeah.
From 18 to like 32, three-year-olds or something like that, almost 50-50 between Youngkin and McAuliffe. And that is usually the Democrats' like bread and butter
spot. Yeah, because they're getting brainwashed at liberal colleges.
Yeah, I kind of think liberal colleges are going so overboard, and that you have stuff like Libs of TikTok coming out and stuff. I think it's almost they went too much. Where most people now are like, oh God.
I do too. I mean, they suck so much that everyone is tired of hearing it. Everyone is like, fuck you.
There's two more races we have to talk about. A write-in candidate won Buffalo mayor. Did you see this?
Dude, I heard that, and I find that so hard to believe.
Funny about it.
How could a write-in win?
Because it was an actual socialist that ran. So they did the primary, the Democratic primary.
Okay.
And the socialist won, and she had some really big backing behind her. AOC endorsed her, and who is the Senate Majority Leader? He's also a Democrat, big Democrat from New York. And he's a big name. Like, he's the Senate Majority Leader. He endorsed her, too. Well, type in Buffalo. Yeah. Buffalo. Is it the mayor? Yeah.
India Walton says she's...
So then Byron Brown was the Democrat that she unseated in her primary. So he ran as an independent, but it had to be a write-in. And the write-in won. So the socialist, who's an out-and-out socialist, lost to a write-in candidate.
That's awesome,
ever happened.
That is, yeah.
Type in real quick.
When's the last time
about it? Okay. Never happened. Type in real quick. Senate Majority Leader. I can't remember his name. Chuck Schumer.
Oh,
Chuck Schumer is the one.
Yeah, what a scumbag.
Yeah, he is. But he endorsed her also. So she's got two of these really big endorsements and gets beat. But the other one we have to talk about is Ed Durr.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear about him?
Yeah, this is my favorite story of this whole thing is this.
So basically, you got to find his campaign video. So he didn't like the president of the state Senate. And so he ran against him. And he spent like $180 or something, basically under $500. And they said half of that was for Dunkin' Donuts. The guy didn't have a web
spent $180 and he won state senator in New Jersey.
The guy didn't have a web page. He didn't have a team. It was him, and his campaign video is just hilarious if we could find it.
Is this it?
No, that's a news report. So, God damn, how bad is
maybe
YouTube?
Maybe this is it.
Nope. It's him walk. There it is.
What, this?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. So let's just sum up this story. Ed Durr is a truck driver in New Jersey, decided to run for state senate, spent $160 total.
Against the president of the state senate, who's a Democrat, of course.
And I saw that his campaign tagline was something like, strong conservative with fiscal responsibility values or something. Yeah. That's it. And he won. See, and I think that's a huge sign for the red wave. It's like, just say you're conservative. You get to win now because the left is so crazy. And
if you say
assholes.
I'm against woke and
you got my vote,
you're gonna win everything.
Yeah, you're gonna win.
Yeah. So we have, I think, a lame duck president.
My name is Ed.
We got a lame
after
president.
A year in office. That's never, ever, ever happened. It's usually like a lame duck president is usually when they're on their 6th year, they can't run again. The Senate and the House has already kind of flipped to a different party, and you're almost just waiting for that president to leave. That's kind of what a lame duck presidency is. We have Biden, who hasn't been in for like a year, and he's done. His presidency is done. He threw his weight behind the Virginia race and got destroyed. His influence is zero. This hurt Obama's influence.
Yep.
It shows that his vice president has no influence. But yeah, we got to play some of
Okay,
this.
so let's play this. This is Ed Durr, the new state senator in New Jersey.
Hello, my name is Edward Durr. I'm running for New Jersey State Senate. I've lived here all my life, raising my 3 kids.
Hang on. It cut him off. Whoever did the editing of this, which was probably him, cut himself off there before he finished kids. That's great. Okay, I won't pause it again.
Lived here all my life, raising my 3 kids. He remained silent as Governor Murphy, with his lockdown and mandates, forced the closing of over 1/3 of our small businesses, costing New Jersey family thousands of jobs. He has done nothing, as 7 out of every 10 moves are leaving the state, placing a heavier burden on those of us who remain.
This dude loves
The Senate President has spent 20 years.
Sorry, what'd you say?
He just keeps walking. He must love to walk.
Yeah, I'll start
Every
here,
shot,
I'll
it's like, okay,
walk
now
forward.
start. Ed,
Yeah.
start walking.
And I don't know if you're noticing the grammatical errors and
Oh yeah.
This is great, dude.
How bad
in Trent.
is that state senator? You know, a state senator is feeling so proud of himself, and he's like, no, I'm a state senator, but I'm a president. That's really important. You know that right now he's got to just be crying into his bottle.
Yeah.
Really.
He probably thinks, oh, I'm a stupid Democrat. I deserve to lose.
Racist.
Higher taxes, increasing debt, and a rising cost of living.
Sweet chopper.
We deserve better. New Jersey, it's time for a change.
Boom.
So together, let's end single-party rule. Vote for me, Edward Durr, for Senate.
Yeah. Dude, I love it.
How about that?
Wow.
Do you know what this really hurts?
That's all
too?
it took?
That's all it took. You know
That's
what really?
encouraging.
Do you know what this really hurts too? Is so we talked about too how the Democrats have no superstars right now, and that's very important, especially the Democrats. They usually throw everything for the top of the ticket. Republicans do more like bottom ticket stuff too on top of that, but Democrats usually just want to shoot for that home run. Well, they don't have any superstars. I was talking to a Democrat earlier before all this, and he said, Terry McAuliffe is kind of an up-and-coming star. They're thinking he might be president someday. He's not going to get anything. He's hated now.
Oh, he's
and we've
done.
talked a lot, too, about, like, DeSantis in Texas. He barely beat Gilliam. Now, the Republicans have a superstar. Gilliam legit woke up naked on the beach with a bunch of needles by him. So, like,
Right.
he went from thinking of flip-flop to a different alternate reality. They might be talking about Gilliam being the next president and stuff.
Oh my
So
God.
not only did Glenn Youngkin now become a superstar, there's already people talking about him running for president or being vice president. The lieutenant governor, Winsome Sears, I think she's going to be a superstar in the Republican Party.
We'll
she's
show
kind of
her
feisty.
speech, dude.
Yeah, she's kind of feisty, like on Twitter and stuff. She's kind of going after people. I think she's going to be a superstar. So now the Republicans have a couple superstars, and the Democrats lost some.
Yeah, that's
We
awesome.
should have predicted a little bit and look too what this changed for the odds.
Dude, I wanted to show Edward Durr's Twitter, where he says, damn, you got to, yeah, here it is. So this is just a tweet from the new state senator at 2 a.m. on February 14th, 2018. He was just commenting on like some porn star's Twitter or something, right? And he says, wow, sexy ass body. He's just a regular guy, I think.
That's the guy he beat if you look down a couple. The guy in the right there.
Oh, this guy?
I believe so.
Yeah, he looks like an evil piece of shit, so
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
glad he's gone. Okay, anyway, what was I going to...
Go to predict it once real quick for the heck of it.
Yeah.
Like I think now they can't run Biden. And they can't run Kamala.
Dude,
I don't know who they're going to run. If we get picked, we should almost put $1,000 on no on Kamala, because I think there's zero chance of that, and she's at like close to 30 cents.
I'm not
now?
even kidding that I think they might run Hillary.
She's on there. She's like 4th or 5th on the list.
They couldn't run her last time because she just lost, and because she was seen as this unwinnable piece of shit. But they have no one else.
It's
What are they
so
going to
hard
do?
to come back from a loss, though.
I know
don't know
they
what they're gonna
shouldn't. They
do.
shouldn't run her, except they have no one else, dude.
Yeah. So go to.
Where's
Go up to that search bar to the right, and type in presidential or Democrat presidential candidate. See if that comes up. Maybe primary. This one's kind of hard to find for some reason. There it is. So this has got Joe Biden.
They don't even know who to have. Yeah.
No, but look at they have Kamala. So this is their supposedly superstars. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. Then it goes down to Buttigieg. But for 71 cents in the dollar, we could buy no on Kamala Harris. There's no way she's the one.
Yeah, that's pretty.
If they do a primary, she's losing. Elizabeth
What about
Warren
Bernie?
is fourth. AOC is fifth.
Yeah, AOC's fifth.
Yeah,
Box bar.
AOC and Hillary. Like what do they do? This is Vegas giving their best.
Yeah,
odds here.
this is where people are putting money, and they don't even know who to pick. They would be horrible, but would they run them?
I think no. I think it's gonna. I wish there was like a field or something that we could put underneath there. Go to the Republicans.
Okay, but before I do, you've got $100, Garrett.
Yeah, I put it on Kamala Harris. No.
Okay, but you have to bet
yes.
someone yes. Who are you betting?
I guess Biden.
Okay, and you can't bet Biden either. Now you can't bet Biden. $100.
Wait, do you remember last show we Googled Kamala Harris and that thing came up basically saying that the Harris group and the Buttigieg group are starting to get a little bit ugly because they both think that they might be
the front
running.
runners.
I guess
so they're already
Buttigieg.
going after.
But
I guess
like
Buttigieg.
him under the bus too. They basically said, supply chains gonna be fucked. Buttigieg, you're in charge of that. We know you can't work for the next month, but you're in charge. They literally just did that to the guy.
Yeah, that was great.
He's like, well, I'm on parental leave. And then they said, people were like, wait a minute. This is the guy you put in charge, and he's on parental leave? What, you against a gay guy taking parental leave? No, we're against the really dumb idea to put a guy that's going to be gone for a month on the charge of this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Box bar, flimsy, whoever else is watching, if you want to weigh in, who you think will run for the Democrat, who will be the Democrat nominee?
Do you know what I think we should do? Put 100 on Biden or more, 100 on no on Kamala or more, and then pick a long shot once there's more people there. Yang left the Democrat Party. Well, he's gone. He's not a Democrat. He's starting his own.
Do you think maybe he'll once he sees that it's wide open, he'll decide he's a Democrat?
He's down with the Democrats. Democrats hate him right now.
Dude, I actually think that's a good call, though, Flimsy, who I wasn't thinking of. And I think it would be smart of Andrew Yang to become a Democrat again if he left and go for the... He might win for the Democrats. He's got young people like him.
Too late.
You don't
he
think
left.
so?
No,
he left. What's he going to do? He's not going to run, you think?
No, he won't. He's probably going to run like kind of as an independent. He'll probably try to do the Ross Perot thing or whatever with way less money. That is a bad list.
Dude.
That's what I mean. With the Republicans, we can already start listing people off.
Oh, yeah.
You, of course, got Trump. You, of course, got DeSantis. Now you got Youngkin. Now you got Winston Sears.
Abbott,
now you got
Noem.
Yep, Abbott. Noem's going to be very high up there. You have Crenshaw, as much as I don't really like the guy. We could go down a list of just superstars for the Republican, put it like presidential candidate. There you go. You just go down the list now, and it's just, look at that. There's 8 more contracts. So the first one, the Democrat.
Can I bet no on Mike Pence?
Yeah, you'll get $5 for every 100 you put in, so it's not worth your money even.
Yeah.
But look at this. Oh, yeah, Nikki Haley. She's one, too, that's kind of up there. So Trump, DeSantis, Haley, Pence, Scott, Pompeo, Ted Cruz is kind of
the Zodiac Killer. You think the Zodiac Killer might run for president?
He's kind of winning me over a bit. I know it's all
I actually like him too
and stuff, but
no,
we have Tom
like
Cotton.
him.
But look, hit 8 more contracts down there.
Nice. Yeah, there's
Kristi Nolan talked about, Tucker Carlson, Donald Trump Jr., Marco Rubio, Josh Haley, Rick Scott, Mitt Romney.
Romney.
So, like, we could keep going on the Republican side.
Yeah, we named people that aren't on here.
It's just fucked.
Greg Abbott's not on here.
You know, for the hell of it now, let's look at the changes predict it that happened because of this election. Go up to the search and you hit Senate.
Dude, that's what I was going to say before we started looking to predict it. Candace Owens. That would be awesome.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. AOC, no chance. No chance at all.
Before we look at this,
someone not on that list.
The Virginia Republican winning, I think should make the House and the Senate both switch to more Republican leaning. Do you know what I mean?
45 days ago, it was common knowledge that the Republicans were going to win the House and the Democrats were going to win the Senate. And Nate Silver kind of came out and said, people are ridiculous for acting like the Republicans are going to win the House.
Ooh, look at
this now. Look at the Senate. The Senate not
heavily favored Republicans now.
And not that, hit the 90-day thing there. I guess we have to go back a little bit more than 90 days, but they were the underdog.
So in August, they were the underdog.
Yep.
And now they're a huge favorite to win the Senate.
House.
But look at this.
I know.
Dude, look at the last 5 days. So this is what I was talking about. And it's skyrocketing.
Because they are not getting the message either.
Look at the red wave. This is the red wave right here, dude.
Caitlyn Jenner's a Republican.
Caitlyn Jenner is their best chance.
She's a Republican.
You know what? That's another Flimsy's coming out with it because their big chance, they should just pick a celebrity.
An outsider? Yeah,
just pick some fucking stupid celebrity.
Baldwin before he shot somebody.
That would check off some boxes for them. Who's a celebrity that could run for the Dems? I mean, one of the Jenners. Maybe Caitlyn Jenner. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not Caitlyn, I guess.
The left does love
Kylie.
Worship.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really do. Now go to the House, even though the House was kind of favored Republican. You just can't get much above 82 cents.
82 cents, dude.
Yeah, that's huge, but you can't get more. Here's the big one. Look at the balance of power to the right. Go to the right one. Just go to the right.
This?
Okay, there you go. Yep, look at this. Now that was all of those were way below 50 cents until recently. Now the Republicans winning the House and the Senate is by far the favorite.
Big favorite, 2/3 favorite.
Look at that,
dude. This is awesome. You know what? It's all the reasons we've named several times, but it's the fucking COVID tyranny and shit.
Type in Nevada Senate.
Oh, hang on. Let's hear this. The Rock. Dude.
You know what? The Rock came out yesterday going, we're not going to use real guns on my movies ever again.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's probably smart. I don't know why the fuck you people are.
So brave.
So brave. Ben Affleck would do it. I'm sure he's a big enough piece of shit.
That Ben Affleck video where he's on. Oh God.
Is that Bill Maher's show he's on?
Yes. He's on Bill Maher. And he
looks like
sounds such like an idiot because Bill Maher is saying obvious stuff like, look, you got countries in the Middle East that are full of Muslims that want to cut people's head off. Could you say that's wrong? He's like, oh, no, I really can't because they killed somebody in the past. I love the Ben Affleck one, though, because that is the type of guy that they would be like, yeah, this is a guy.
Yeah, Ben Affleck. He's the new president. Dude, they really should. Looking at that list of dirty diapers, they should just pick some celebrity.
That's a good one, Lindsay. But really, you could look at that last election map now and shave off 10 points and put it on the Republican side. And all those states now are in play for real. Oh, the defund the police, that got destroyed. That was actually on the Minneapolis
I saw that.
ballot. That got destroyed. But go up there, go up to the search bar up to the top right and type in Nevada Senate. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, maybe the left's insanity is becoming too well known.
And they are not picking up. Look at that there. Nevada. Dark blue Nevada.
Whoa, look at that 7-day trend.
7 days.
Whoa.
So if Nevada goes, I mean, Virginia, obviously, there's no safe blue states anymore.
This is it, dude. This is the red wave we've been talking about. And it's the fucking Democrats' insanity and horrible policies.
They're doubling down. And they're now it's just call everyone racist more, I guess.
Yeah.
And call everyone transphobe more. And tell everybody that these guys wearing a dress raping these girls at school are okay because they're wearing a dress.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that Loudoun County thing, that really did start blowing a lot of this up because it was proven that they were hiding that because they're afraid it's going to hurt the trans bathroom issue.
Dude, just because we mentioned it, and we've talked about the election shit quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just because we just mentioned this, I want to show this video of these two dudes who I'm big fans of these guys. This is Ryan Long. He's a comedian. These are the guys that did the woke and racists are the same, which is a great video. But anyway, let's read the title here. Politician orders to stop counting trans women crimes as female crime statistics. So
they are not woke.
So let's watch
the best
this.
one that I saw this week, probably my favorite. It's so basically trans criminals are not women, and then this secretary Preeta Patel orders
in the UK, right?
Yeah. So basically, her beef is that they need to stop recording offenses from trans people as female crime statistics.
Yeah, trans women should be men.
Right, well, because in the crime statistics, if you look at it now, it's like, yeah, women rapes are up like crazy.
Yeah, crazy. The best one was in the thing too, was there was like, though, I don't know if you want to go through the article at all, or like, because there was one thing where I just was like laughing so hard. With the fuck, I don't know.
Which one is it?
With the bomb. So the person who this is about, like, basically was a rapist, but was in jail for making a bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, for making an improvised bomb.
Well, the women be up to their old tricks making bombs.
Well, yeah, but literally they go, the first ever crime of a woman making a bomb.
Okay, so that really happened where just recently in England, for the first time ever, a woman was arrested for making a bomb. Okay? But that's pretty interesting, isn't it, Garrett? And here she is. Here's the woman that made the bomb.
Oh, my God.
There she is.
What do you know?
She made that bomb.
All of these people, like I said, like so many of them are like this. Like they all have the same face. There's no attributes to that face. I think
they must dye their hair purple. If you're trans female, you have to dye your hair purple.
And your body fat has to be just through the roof.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But I think, how we always talk about how you can never be woke enough. The woke always eat the woke. I think what happened here is the Democrats got fooled by the really loud minority because Coke got fooled by the really loud minority, and NFL did, and everybody did. And then at the same time that happens, you have these Black Lives Matter riots where we're watching cities burn. They're telling us it's okay.
Yeah.
And Democrats are seeing that too.
Saying it's good. Then, you should go burn down a city too.
And then they win a presidential election.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, this is it. This is what the people want.
We're right about everything.
Yes. And I think that now they're obviously people don't want that. They want to just go about their lives. They want to do all this. So now you have the Democrat Party now. There's infighting. The moderates are blaming the progressives, and the progressives are blaming the moderates.
Yep.
And none of them are basically saying, it's like, wow, we got to quit calling everybody racist and sexist and transphobes. And we got to just get back. I think the problem is that there are just too many factions now. Because now if you're a Democrat, your Democrat Party in general, you have to somehow appease the white housewife that lost the vote in Virginia that just wants to have a normal life. You got to appease the young college students that are just getting out in the field, and you got to appease the super duper woke, and you got to also appease at the same time the more progressive and basically the communist wing of that party.
Yeah. And you got to appease the minorities.
Yes.
And you
got that's a good one. You got to also on top of that, you got to appease the Latino community, but not only Latino community, you have to like subdivide it into like the Latino and then the Cuban Latino. And like the
black
generation,
voters.
And then you have the black voters. How do you do that? If you're
and they're all at odds with each other because you got vaccine mandate people, and the black people don't want that shit.
Yep.
God bless them.
I don't think you can do it. I think it's impossible. I think it's impossible to appease all those people.
And you can't bring them together either because they're so doubled down. They've painted themselves in a corner. They can't compromise.
No compromise. If you compromise, you're sexist. You're
right.
Racist.
Exactly.
Because already they're calling cinema and Manchin sexist and racist.
Oh yeah, I saw him hounding Manchin. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yes. But
I think you're making a good point there.
They have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. They can't get anything done because you have the super liberal wing. And that's what's happening. Manchin and Sinema said, come out and say, we're not voting for this. And then they kind of come up with something. And Biden says, hey, we're going to do this. Then you have AOC and her group saying, we're not voting for this. So they're doing that tug of war. And they tried to initially blame that on Virginia. The voters don't give a fuck if that's Build Back Better plan. They're sick of the high gas prices. They're sick of being locked in their houses and everything. Here's what the Republicans have to do. They have to just get out of the way. That's where they just say, we're going to be the government. We're going to get out of your hair. We're going to let you guys live your life. And we're going to get rid of all of these problems.
Exactly.
And they
can go to work, raise your family.
About this guy being more of a Trump supporter and this one being more of a Romney supporter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
This one being independent. It does not matter to them. And you see
the
that
Republicans are unified across all the way.
It's easier to be when you just want people to leave you alone.
Yeah.
If I want to be left alone and you want to be left alone, it doesn't matter if our ideologies connect or not. We just want to be left alone.
And that's why they're taking all the moderates and all the independents and things. We just say, look, we aren't fucking batshit crazy to saying that this woman here, whatever.
And
they're just the
people
insanity that the
that
left
it's terrible to have a drag queen teach a kindergartner how to twerk. But that's the good news. Yuck. We could stop pretending that's a good thing.
Right.
And the thing that had the dildo between his leg and the bare ass trying to get kids to read. We don't have to pretend anymore.
We're against that. And lots of people are like us too. And the fucking small minority of loud idiot Democrats, they can go off and vote. They can vote Democrat. Yep. And they'll be the only ones.
Thing. We've made fun of MSNBC and CNN and all these people for having lower ratings. And that's true. They're plummeting, obviously. And you look at look, compared to Fox News, it's kind of the same thing. Conservatives have one channel, which is Fox News. So they all go there, and it destroys everything because you have CNN, and then you have MSNBC, and then you got ABC. And it's the same thing with the news stations. There's so many of them, they're all going to go out of business, while Fox News is going to be all right.
Yeah.
Talk about missing the mark. Do you want to play this one?
Yeah, I want to play this. I haven't seen this, but...
So unbelievably. They did not look at exit polling. They did not look at what the issue is at all.
My guess is they're just going to say, oh, Virginians are racist.
Education was for half the people that voted, education was their number one or number two. And almost 80 to 90% of people that had that as their number one or 92 voted for the Republicans. And it's not just Virginia, like we've showed. It's everywhere. Everywhere had the exact same turnouts, the results. But they're trying to turn this into a Terry McAuliffe problem, and it's not.
Yeah, they're trying to act like, oh, he ran a bad campaign. No, it's that your entire platform sucks.
Yeah, you got
people are done with your fucking bullshit.
You got to play the Van Jones bullshit.
All right, let's play this.
think we know the answer to some of this. I watched Glenn Youngkin's interviews on Fox News, and he did nothing that he did not. I mean, he worshipped at the altar of Donald Trump on Fox News. He flew an insurrection flag at his rallies. He simply didn't. He played dumb about a
Hang on, what's an insurrection flag? Is that the Gadsden flag?
I think what she's trying to say is that they use a flag to beat police to death, even though it's proven wrong over and over and over and over and over and over.
A Zoom rally. He did not really put much distance between himself and Donald Trump on the big lie or the deadly insurrection in which police officers were maimed by flagpoles. So I think that the real ominous thing is that critical race theory, which isn't real, turned the suburbs 15 points to the Trump insurrection endorsed Republican. What do Democrats do about that? I think we know that.
So
is it real? Then
why do you care? Fucking ban it then. Yeah. It's obviously real. You can call it whatever you want. Sure, you could say technically it's a framework for law school, graduate school. But it's the same fucking thing. Call it whatever you want.
Teaching racism to children is what it is.
And if you really doesn't exist, why are you fighting to ban it? And why are you racist for being against it?
Yeah, what's the big deal?
She's wrong there. She got the suburbs. It was not so the lower populated areas and the higher populated areas, all in greater numbers, voted for the red team. Not only that, there was record number of voters. And Democrats always like to say, well, if there's a lot of voter turnout, it's good for us. If it's low, it's good for us. Not happening.
No.
The record number, and it's the biggest swing we've ever seen in an election.
Yep. I actually think James Carville does a good job. He's a big Democrat pundit, but he does a good job of explaining what's going on here.
Looking at these results, your party, what went wrong?
What went wrong was just stupid wokeness. All right, don't just look at Virginia and New Jersey. Look at Long Island. Look at Buffalo. Look at Minneapolis. Even look at Seattle, Washington. I mean, just defund the police, lunacy to take Abraham Lincoln's name off of schools. I mean, that people see that. And
people see that, yeah.
It's just really have a suppressive effect all across the country. The Democrats, some of these people need to go to a woke detox center or something. I mean, they're expressing a language that people just don't use. There's a backlash and a frustration at that. And you're right, suburbanites in Northern Virginia, suburbanites in Northern New Jersey, pulled away a little bit. Youngkin never ran any ads against Biden. And I think what he did is just let the Democrats pull the pin and watch the grenade go off and own them. And we got to change this and not be about changing dictionaries.
That gentleman
and
on the right does
and,
not
and
like
these faculty lounge people that sit around mulling about, I don't know what, they're not working. Look what happened in Buffalo. Again, Seattle. I think the Republicans may win a city attorney's race in Seattle. The autonomous zones. Who could even think of something that stupid?
Looking at these,
dude, he did a great job of basically saying like the woke, brainwashed, fucking psychos need to go to a detox center and get unbrainwashed because that's all they're trying to change words in the dictionary and shit. People don't want this nonsense, dude.
They're done. And they're not
really exciting. It's really exciting.
And they're not going to learn the lesson. And they can't.
They can't. They're double down, dude.
Yeah, they've got to. The easy money, of course, Southern Republicans sweeping. Speaking of changing definition, we probably got to get the Rand Paul stuff in a little bit, don't we?
Yeah. Okay. Let me find that. Oh, we were going to play this.
This speech is really good. She is going to be a superstar.
So this is the Lieutenant Governor.
Yeah, this is the Lieutenant Governor. You guys should go to Twitter and I think it's like Team Winsome Sears. You got to follow her. It's hilarious. She kind of goes after people.
It's 7 minutes.
Yeah, we would maybe play about 2 minutes of it. It's
all right.
It just shows. Just pause it real quick. So we just saw MSNBC talk about how this was him worshiping the altar of Trump, even though also Terry McAuliffe, as we showed that video, says Trump way more than Youngkin ever did. Youngkin barely ever said Trump at all. They goes into, she went to CRT being non-existent and the insurrection and beating police to death. Contrast that with this speech.
Yeah. And let me just say, look, the Republicans elected a black woman here, where and the Democrats are accusing them of being racist for electing Youngkin. Well, look at our lieutenant governor.
Yeah, and the attorney general. So down ticket, basically it goes governor, lieutenant governor, then the AG. AG's Cuban or Hispanic.
Yeah, there you go. And I think the Democrats and the media display their racism by not elevating the people of color who are elected just because they happen to be elected from the right.
Not like that. They call her white voice and black face.
Yeah, white voice, fucking Uncle Tom. I'm sure they call her all sorts of racist shit. Because, as I've said many times, the Democrats are racists.
Yeah. You play about 2 minutes.
I am at a loss for words for the first time in my life. I love you too. I am here. Yes. Marine Corps. Motivated, dedicated. So I'm here because of you. I'm here because you voted for me. I'm here because you put your trust in me. That's the only reason I'm here. Thank you. Thank you. Got my speech. Want to introduce to you my husband, Terrence.
We should have
started middle
a little bit. Not the middle.
When my father came to this country,
go back like 20 seconds.
All right.
Yeah, right there.
Right.
Looking at is the American dream. The American dream. When my father came to this country, August 11th of 1963, he came at the height of the civil rights movement from Jamaica. He came, and I said to him, but it was such a bad time for us. Why did you come? And he said, because America was where the jobs and the opportunities were.
Not if Biden has his way, man.
He only came with $1.75. $1.75.
They didn't tell
Took
him
any
enough
job he
that
could
he's a
find.
minority and he's not good enough to go out and make something of himself.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't tell him about white privilege.
Yeah.
He put himself through school and started his American dream. And then, yes, and now he's comfortably retired. And then he came and got me when I was 6 years old. And when I stepped on that Pan Am Boeing 737 and landed at JFK, I landed in a new world. And so let me tell you this. I am not even first generation American. When I joined the Marine Corps, I was still a Jamaican. But this country had done so much for me, I was willing to die for this country. USA!
Hey, I like that.
And he can stop it there.
All right.
But isn't that basically the exact opposite message of any Democrat
Absolutely.
right now?
Absolutely.
The exact opposite. It's one of like hope and optimism and
love for country.
Yeah. I want to make my way, get out of my way.
Yeah. How
Where
awesome
Democrats
is that?
right now is we got to tell her
enthusiasm.
Yeah, we got to tell her how she's being squashed down and how she's a victim.
Yeah.
And they would
how the system's against her and against everybody.
Unempower her. Yes.
Yeah.
Unempower her basically.
Yeah.
So they hate her, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
I think we're gonna see her running for a high office someday.
Cool. She's got my vote just based on that 1 minute right there. I fucking love that.
Yeah, but that's basically I think anti-Democrat right there.
Should we play this? Does Van Jones make our point for us here?
And no, he doubles down, but it's hilarious. You might as well play it.
All right.
Oh, this is him talking to a Republican, trying to play it again anyway. It's pretty funny.
Pick on Toni Morrison. I mean, look, I love you see the good in your candidate. I think that's great, but you also have to acknowledge if you really want to run issues, what the heck does Toni Morrison have to do with anything? Why do you think he decided to jump on Toni Morrison?
Because he did not like or approve of the content that is in the book or think it is appropriate for children. That's why.
It's a Pulitzer Prize-winning author, a national treasure.
Could you read it on this air right now and have it stay on?
First of all, it would be very, very long. I mean, first of all, it's a very long book. So we wouldn't have enough time. So,
there are lots of great books you couldn't read on the air.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't read them to kids. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, I'm sure talk about blowjobs and.
Decider in the race. I don't know, but that's why I put it forward.
I just can't believe that you actually believe that. There's a reason that this stuff works, and he's poking at stuff and he's picking at scabs. And for all the good that he did, he also did that. And that is bad, and it shouldn't be. You shouldn't
Picking at
apologize for it. It's not
scabs.
happening. It is happening.
You know, that's another thing. Like
that fucking airheaded.
Yeah.
Bitch.
But they're going.
Understand that's the point he's making. You can't read it on air. Well, there's a lot of books you can't. Yeah, you don't read them to preschoolers.
Right.
You keep it away from the kids. You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
God, how does she get this job?
She's a
unreal
ideologue for the left, so she gets the job. All right, man. Let's see. We've gone 55 minutes.
God, we got to play a little bit of the Rand Paul, I think, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
We got to play at least. It's kind of long, but as you guys have remember, they basically admitted, the NIH basically admitted that they do gain of function research, or they basically paid for gain of function research in China, even though over and over and over and over again, Fauci said no. Well, then the day they did that, they went onto their webpage and changed the definition of gain of function, and they gave it a new name too. So they took out gain of function completely, gave it a new term, and put it in its place.
I'm going to have to just Google it again.
You might go to YouTube and do it. Let me resend you.
How about this?
I've always wanted to do this.
It's not like just that.
What are you doing?
You know, I might go see this Ghostbusters.
I can't wait. It's going to be great.
If only it was all
Dr.
women
Fauci.
to fight the patriarchy, then maybe I'd go see it.
I'm afraid to watch this one because you know it's going to be edited.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Well,
I sent you a Twitter one that's got the unedited whole from beginning to end.
Okay. I'm just going to play this while I pull this up.
Okay.
Knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
That's a great question.
Senator Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do
That's
not
a lie.
retract that statement. This paper that you are referring to was judged by qualified staff up and down the chain as not being gain of function. What was? Let me finish.
You take an animal virus and you increase
Listen to
the
that
transmissibility to
fucking-
humans.
Right.
You're saying that's not gain of function?
Yeah, that is.
He's trying to tell the senator while he's being called for questioning, and he's trying to tell the senator what to do there.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Man, I would be a little bit worried if I'm Fauci because the red wave's coming. So in 3 years from now, we're going to have the House, Senate, Supreme Court, and President. I don't know how they don't charge him with something.
He better be charged with something.
So this is the whole thing.
Of
So we probably
NIH
won't have the whole 8
funding
minutes,
for
but
gain-of-function research in Wuhan. But your repeated denials have worn thin, and a majority of Americans, frankly, don't believe you. Even the NIH now admits that EcoHealth Alliance did perform experiments in Wuhan that created viruses not found in nature that actually did gain in lethality. The facts are clear. The NIH did fund gain-of-function research in Wuhan, despite your protestations. You can deny it all you want, but even the Chinese authors of the paper, in their paper, admit that viruses not found in nature were created, and yes, they gained in infectivity. Your persistent denials, though, are not simply a stain on your reputation, but are a clear and present danger to the country and to the world. As Professor Kevin Esfelt of MIT has written, gain-of-function research looks like a gamble that civilization can't afford to risk. And yet here we are again, with you steadfast in your denials. Why does it matter? Because gain-of-function research with laboratory-created viruses...
How many millions of people has this rat killed?
yeah, well, yeah, for sure.
...is not found in nature could cause a pandemic even worse the next time. We're suffering today from one that has a mortality of approximately 1%. They're experimenting with viruses that have mortalities of between 15 and 50%. Yes, our civilization could be at risk from one of these viruses. Experiments that combine unknown viruses with known pandemic-causing viruses are incredibly risky. Experiments that combine unknown viruses with coronaviruses that have as much as 50% mortality could endanger civilization as we know it. And here you sit, unwilling to accept any responsibility for the current pandemic and unwilling to take any steps to prevent gain-of-function research from possibly unleashing an even more deadly virus.
Probably working hard to do
public
that.
by
Yeah.
saying that the published viruses could not be COVID. Well, exactly no one is alleging that. No one is alleging that the published viruses by the Chinese are COVID. What we are saying is that this was...
We talked about that. This is a moving goalpost. First, they said, we don't do any gain of function. And then it turned into, well, we do research there, but not gain of function. And then it turned into, we'll do gain of function, but you fucking idiots don't understand. It's not coronavirus. Nobody said it was.
Well, then they do. We do coronavirus, and it's from bats, and it's coronavirus, but it's not COVID-19.
Yeah, but it's not coronavirus. But the whole point is that's not what we said. Of course, the Chinese government's not going to come out and say, "Yep, it's it. Here it is.
Yeah,
Here's the paperwork on this." It was in those files we deleted right away that when this happened. Of course, but they're doing a straw man. They're saying, "Well, no, hey, this isn't COVID-19." No shit. But that's what they all say. They're all doing this.
And by the way, spoiler alert and shocker. Yeah, it is. By the way, they did make fucking COVID-19 in the lab.
Rand brings it up,
and they released it on purpose, in my opinion.
Rand brings it up, but they've checked now, I think like hundreds or thousands of animals, and they know now hundreds and thousands of animals they've checked coronavirus did not come from.
Well, they already know that it has the markings of not from nature. That's like guaranteed that it was lab manipulated.
But how about that though? Like they said, well, it's from a wet market. They've tested every single animal that's ever been at that wet market, and it hasn't come up. Every single animal.
When he's brought up on war crimes, you think he starts to sing like a canary? But the Clinton Foundation forced me into it. You know, I almost think he must be so deep in the Illuminati or whatever, and the globalist fucking cabal that I've got in my head. I don't think he'll sing at all. I think he'll say, I think he'll go down with the ship to protect his family or whatever. I think he's deep in
It's going to be interesting when there's a red wave. What's going to happen to him in 3 years?
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to all the children they're going to vaccinate.
I know, because COVID, as we know, isn't going away anytime soon. And that's the Democrat. If you'd say, if I'm a Democrat strategist, and you're saying, what do we have to do to not get completely destroyed? One, you got to get rid of COVID completely. Two, you've got to get rid of COVID restrictions completely. Three, you've got to get rid of the mandate. A lot of these people were against this mandate. I'm surprised they're still doing it with how bad they got their asses kicked. Four, you've got to start pumping oil here. But most importantly, you got to cut out the woke bullshit ASAP. ASAP. Yeah. You got to push back. You got to cut that out. That's how they don't have a red wave. They'll never do it, of course.
Well, that's one way to go, Gary. Here's a different way to go. Stricter lockdowns. More vaccine mandates.
More racism charges.
More racism. Harsh lockdowns. Nobody leave your house. Wear a mask everywhere. Fucking everyone gets vaccinated no matter what. And kind of authoritarianism control. That's another way to go. They might just go that way. But I'm with you. I think that the red wave's coming instead.
Oh, yeah. They can't stop themselves at this point. They're too deep.
I like Flimsy's conspiracy theory here. He'll get COVID and die of a heart attack before he can talk. Yeah, I think it's going to be something like that. They'll kill him before he can sing like a canary. He's going to get Epsteined in prison.
Or before, so he dies a hero.
Yeah.
Dies a martyr.
It was risky type of research, gain-of-function research. It was risky to share this with the Chinese, and that COVID may have been created from a not yet revealed virus. We don't anticipate the Chinese are going to reveal the virus if it came from their lab. You know that, but you continue to mislead. You continue to support NIH money going to Wuhan. You continue to say you trust the Chinese scientist. You appear to have learned nothing from this pandemic.
That was good.
Will you today finally take some responsibility for funding gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
Senator, with all due respect, I disagree with so many of the things that you've said. First of all, gain of function is a very nebulous term. We have spent
how convenient for you,
but outside bodies,
that
a
was
considerable amount of
freely used until they admitted they did it, and now all of a sudden it's a nebulous term.
Yeah, it's not nebulous at all.
Honey bear. Yeah, it blows my mind that people are cheering this mandate on. Like, can't people see that the goalposts have only kept moving? And that clearly isn't the end of what the government will take. You know what the newest
What do you mean?
goalpost
It's just
is?
2 weeks to flatten the curve, Huggy Bear. Just wait 2 weeks.
You know what the newest goalpost is too? Because obviously at first it was just the vaccine, and then that wasn't enough. They told us to stay masked and stay separated, and then it was like, well, now until kids, and now it's going to be now until infants, and then I don't know what it is.
It's going to be until everyone.
I think it's going to be that. They're going to be like,
Well,
well,
sure. That's what they have
still
to do.
10% of the population that hasn't gotten it. We got the
Gotta
variants coming for those 10%.
If we want to be safe, we got to get this 10% of holdouts.
Yeah, the moving goalposts is, and that Fauci is more to blame than anybody. They initially asked him what percent of the population needs to get vaccinated before herd immunity. 60%.
60.
And then they ask him later, he says 70%. And they ask him later, he says 80%. And then they ask him later why it's moving. He said, well, I have no idea. I'm just saying that because I saw the polls. 50% of people were okay getting the vaccine. I thought if I could bring that up to 10%. So basically said, I'm just lying to get people to do it.
Yeah, I'm just lying to you guys for your own good.
I don't know, it was like 75%, and we're past that.
Yeah.
But then he'll say, well, as before the Delta variant. No, it wasn't. The Delta variant was here before the vaccines were.
Right,
you fucking liar.
Yeah. Yeah, these people are scumbags. You can't trust a word they say.
The lowest of the low.
Effort to give a more precise definition to the type of research that is of concern that might lead to a dangerous situation. You are aware of that. That is called P3CO.
We're aware that you deleted gain of function from the NIH website.
Well, I can get back to that in a moment if we have time. But let's get back to the operating framework and guide rails of which we operate under. And you have ignored them. The guidelines are very, very clear that you have to be dealing with a pathogen that clearly is shown and very likely to be highly transmissible in an uncontrollable way in humans and to have a high degree of morbidity and mortality.
They released this too soon to really be gain of function.
Right. Also, gain of function is not a nebulous term. It has a fucking definition. Yeah, they've made it. They tried to make it more nebulous.
Basically, time until they got caught doing gain of function. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
But now all of a
not
sudden it's nebulous. And in fact, they had Fauci like the second time basically agree to what the definition of gain of function was.
Yeah.
And it was a real simple definition.
There's no doubt that they got caught doing gain of function.
Yeah.
And boy, it's a pretty weird coincidence that they were doing it on SARS coronavirus using bats and shit. And now we've got COVID-19 coming out of that exact lab. But it's not COVID-19, y'all.
And the scientists in that lab got really sick with a pneumonia type.
Right.
And on top of that, all of the records were deleted right before it really spread.
Right. And the initial whistleblowers got arrested and fucking black bagged in China.
And China was really, really needing a distraction because they were looking like the tyrants in the world stage that they are.
Nothing to see here. You can trust the WHO. You can trust China and the WHO and fucking the FDA and the CDC and this
is such common sense
right here.
Gaslighting to act like this isn't what's happening.
Okay. We trying to play the rest of this?
Let's play a little bit more.
All right.
I know we're not going to get to the whole 8 minutes, but
and that you do experiments to enhance that. Hence the word EPPP.
Oh, well,
Enhanced
you did that.
Pathogens of pandemic.
So when EcoHealth Alliance took the virus, SHC014, and combined it with WIV1 and caused a recombinant virus that doesn't exist in nature, and it made mice sicker, mice that had humanized cells, you're saying that that's not gain-of-function research?
According to the framework and guidelines.
So what you're doing is defining away gain-of-function. You're simply
Yeah,
he just said there.
He's getting caught lying right here.
They took a virus, combined it with a different virus. This virus no longer exists in nature, and they know in mice with humanized cells it is more deadly. And he was trying to
that was their goal
of research because they changed the definition around that one case.
Exactly.
They changed the definition around it, and he thinks that's good enough.
That right there is proof of guilt. I mean, they knew what they were doing in changing the definition.
And we're getting too off track, but you know that Pfizer got caught recently falsifying their trials on their COVID vaccine, and some whistleblowers got a hold of the FDA and told them the FDA completely ignored it. They weren't giving COVID tests to people that were vaccinated, and we're giving them to the unvaccinated, even though the people with the COVID vaccinated people were having symptoms. But we got to go. We were running out of time. But I just want to say that not only is Fauci lying about this, he lies about everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm super worried about the children that are going to be getting vaccinated.
Yes.
I think we're going to see lots of heart attacks and strokes and death.
If it really is 1 in 5,000 kids get
myocarditis,
you get myocarditis, and if that really does build every time they get a new shot, watch out.
Yeah, and that's permanent damage.
These selfish parents are sacrificing their kids so their unhealthy fat asses feel better.
Yeah.
They're sacrificing their kids. They're playing Russian roulette with their kids because their piece of shit parents can't go and take care of themselves.
Yeah. And it's only risk for the kids and no benefit for the kids. It's really disturbing. But they're just sacrificing them on the altar of wokeness.
If you're vaccinated and that's not enough, lose weight and get healthy. If that's not enough,
fuck you.
The risk is too much to live anyway.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be driving. You shouldn't hold a job. You shouldn't go swimming.
Yeah. I don't even think it's about them not wanting to take care of themselves. I think it's all about virtue signaling or trusting the science. Yeah. That's what I meant by the altar wokeness. It's just like, trust the science.
How many times have you already seen on social media, here's my kid that just turned 5 and he's crying because he finally gets vaccinated. He's so excited. Yeah. And you should thank him because he's doing this for you. So, yeah, that's a good point. It's kind of like...
Yeah, it is just about virtue signaling.
All these Democrat tyrants, these mini tyrants that say you can't leave your house, you can't go see your family on Thanksgiving, and you can't travel. They all go to Florida, and they all vacation, or they all get caught at Frank's Laundrie eating. They're not crazy. They know, like, look, if I said, everybody stay inside, there's landmines everywhere outside, stay inside, and I'm outside dancing in my front yard, I'm not doing that because I'm crazy. I do that because I know there's not landmines out there. They know it's not dangerous.
Right.
But they're tyrants.
Yeah, exactly. They're hypocrites.
Yeah, so Flimsy's referring to OSHA now is running with this mandate that starts like January 4th or something. And now they're saying...
That's not going to hold up.
They used to say businesses above 100 employees. Now it's all businesses. All of them are saying this. But Chrissy Nome is suing them.
A bunch of states are suing them, yeah.
Yeah, I think Florida's suing them now. I don't think that's enforceable.
I don't think it's going to hold up at all.
It's a huge fine. So Flimsy probably works for a big company that's probably even privately traded, and now they're going to fine them supposedly $100,000 per incident. They can't do that. So now they're going to tell Flimsy, all right, you're going to take this test, or you're going to get vaccinated.
I feel like, Flimsy, you're only going to have to do that for like 3 weeks at most getting tested. And then they're going to go, fuck this.
Huggy Bear makes me, I love it when they're waiting on the wings. They don't think the camera's on them. And they quick put a mask on.
Oh, so many examples of that.
And then they take it off.
Yeah. For the same reason that there are all these pictures of the same politicians screeching, you need to wear masks and shit. But as soon as the cameras are gone, they have masks off, shaking hands.
They should take a long.
Yeah, look at the Oscars and shit, man.
If you do that, they should take a nail gun and just nail gun that mask to your face. If you're being that evil,
yeah,
you should have consequences of that.
I'm pretty sure I'll have to wear a mask at work. I saw that. All unvaccinated people have to wear masks. Vaccinated people don't have to. See, look at the coercion in that. They're really making people.
They're admitting those masks are punishment.
Yeah.
Because the vaccinated don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
In fact, the vaccinated are more likely to spread this because if Flimsy gets sick, he knows he's sick. They don't.
Yeah.
And the
just trying to
masks
shame
aren't to remember this? The masks aren't to protect you. It's to protect everybody else. Because then they could kind of have some justification and legally of making you wear it. Because no, it's not about you. It's to protect other people. Because decades of science show these masks don't do anything, but they do it that way. And then you could say, well, you're being selfish by not wearing one. Here they're proving it. They're admitting it at this point that it's a punishment. and that it doesn't protect other people, because why they make it?
Yeah, why don't the vaccinated have to wear it then? Yeah,
they're trying to shame you. Yep.
You know, it's this
Boy,
kind of
if
strong.
that's true, Flimsy, that's fucking terrible.
It's this kind of strong arming and like
That's
coercion and shit. That
red wave.
It's going to cause a red wave, but it also makes me so suspicious of these vaccines. Like the inconvenience this is going to cause you, Flimsy.
Yes.
It sucks, but it's more reason to not get vaccinated, in my opinion. It's like, what the fuck are they doing this for? It's too weird. It's Nazi shit.
Like, look at Sweden. People won't talk about Sweden. They did right away, because Sweden, of course, when you just say, look, there's no hiding from this, go out and live your life. Yes, you're going to get more people sick right away because there's nothing you can do about it. The virus is here. Unfortunately, you can't hide from it. So we heard about Sweden all the time. Sweden's doing worse. Sweden's doing worse. Now look at it. Sweden's doing really good, and they didn't have to sacrifice years of their life.
Yeah.
So now
and they have natural immunity. They don't have weird fucking immunity now.
And now you bring up Sweden. It's like, well, you can't see the difference. There's only 3 million people there. Blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, but you were using them as the example in the past.
Yeah.
And now you have like Glasgow or whatever. Somewhere in Scotland's like the most vaccinated place in the world, and it's going rampant through there now.
There's lots of examples of that, which is more reason to distrust these weird fucking things. The literal data of different countries that had and didn't have mask mandates over these last so many months shows the masks don't do anything. Yeah, I've always known that. Just common sense shows you the masks do nothing. What air do these people think they're breathing?
Yeah, I know.
Pisses me off, dude.
Flimsy makes it, we're being marked. It's kind of weird how it is. Like, not only did you have to have papers if you were a Jew, you also had to wear the yellow star. And it's kind of the same. Well, hey, you're wearing a mask, but we also need to see your health pass, whatever the fuck they're calling it now.
Yeah, green pass. OSHA is going to force the mandate. That puts the business in a bad spot. Such bullshit. I think that tons of these businesses are going to ignore it. I really do.
You know, when this red wave happens, they've got to use this as a framework of how to really, Trump talking about draining the swamp. He also said we're going to be doing taxes on a postcard. Obviously, it didn't happen. But they got to use this as the framework. They say, okay, FBI, you guys tried to use the Patriot Act to go after parents concerned. You're all fired.
That'd be awesome.
That's
what we need to do. Yeah.
And, like IRS, you guys were going after conservatives for audits. You're all done. They got to do that.
Yeah, we got to do that. We need that kind of big CDC, extreme shit. That's
you guys were trying to tell landlords that they couldn't evict people. You guys are done. They've got to go.
FDA, you approve these vaccines in children, and now they're having myocarditis in huge numbers. You're done.
And if they don't, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to see a bunch of Republican voters going, oh, these guys are the same fucking Republicans we had in the 90s that were trying to censor rap and all stupid shit. I'm out of here. You're going to see a big pushback too.
Yeah.
So, right now we're going to see a red wave, but the red team is not out of the frying pan yet.
Perhaps
they're going to actually do something with it.
Perhaps I'm just more black-pilled than you guys, but a lot of what is being discussed hinges on trust of the system as a whole. Well, I think we just made our point that we don't trust the fucking system as a whole.
I've heard red pilled. I've never heard black pilled.
I haven't either. Pretty sure
I'm intrigued.
Pretty sure OSHA is fast tracking this and not following their policy.
Yeah, I just came out.
See, they're jamming this through. Yeah, it just came out like 2 days ago that everybody has to be vaccinated.
I thought
January
it wasn't supposed to go into effect until January something.
I think
maybe that's like
it's supposed to be like that. Yeah, I think January 4th, everything goes into effect. Is that right?
I thought so.
I don't think it's going to hold up even that long. Black pilled is synonymous with being a doomer, if that resonates. Yeah. I just think, you know what? The big red wave that's coming and the obvious amount of pushback by the American people to all these things that we're talking about, I think is reason for optimism.
If there isn't a red wave, or if there is and shit doesn't change, I'm completely black-pilled.
Yeah, but I do have hope.
Completely. If that happens, I'm for real buying an acreage somewhere. I'm going to turn into a prepper. I'm just going down
You should be I wish I was a prepper. All I feel is like, I feel that they're smart. I wish I had a bunch of beans or whatever. Anyway. You know what? But overall, I have a lot of hope. And the things happening right now from the right are very good. And the shit the left is doing is wildly unpopular. And that gives me hope.
I really hope they don't let us down when they do get in.
Yeah, no shit. I don't trust them. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I think we've got an hour and 20 minutes.
We got to play the rest of this on Monday when we come back on. I know we just ran out of time. It gets good.
We ran out of time.
They start really getting snarky to each other and stuff. But.
That sounds awesome. We'll play that.
All right. Well, guys, it was a fun one.
Yeah, Flimsy, Box Bar, Huggy Bear.
Huggy, it was nice having you.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen that name recently, at least.
Anybody else watching? Thanks a lot for hanging out.
Yep, you forgot to mention you guys. We're sorry.
Clap for that, you stupid bastard.
Thank you, buddy.
Clap for that. All right.
We'll be back Monday, 10 o'clock Central.
Yeah, Monday night. Super fun hanging out. God bless America. Yeah, I'm new. Searched Rittenhouse. Got a discussion I wasn't expecting.
Perfect. We didn't even get to it.
Cool. Yeah.
We didn't even get to it yet.
Yeah, we support
But boy,
Rittenhouse.
he's walking. He's walking, man.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be found
already
innocent.
the liberals are crying about the judge just because he's a fair judge and they don't like that.
Oh, they hate that.
Walking.
Yep.
In fact, I think they're eventually going to put it on Predict It, the Rittenhouse.
Oh, cool.
But
some money.
I think that it might be I think it's going to be happening so fast they might not have time to get it up, and nobody's going to take that. Nobody's going to take that convicted. It's just been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Did you see? FBI was basically had a fucking camera from like a plane or some shit.
Oh, I saw that.
Filming it, and they didn't give it to anybody, and even the prosecution almost tried to like use it to their advantage. He's like, "Well, where is it?" And they're like, "Well, we're in no place to tell the FBI what to do." He's like, "Well, how can you use it then?" Yeah, the HD footage went missing.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole Rittenhouse show. Pretty soon.
We should just start with that on Monday because there's a lot.
Yeah.
He went after CNN and Tuggan Tobin, and
I mean, the videos speak for themselves, thankfully. He's fucking innocent.
It's so funny to me how basically he shot into a group of Antifa BLM and just had to find a pedo and a wife beater. It's just so hilarious. And the pedo was like a serial pedo too.
But he didn't shoot into a group. He shot the people attacking him. Yeah. Specific individual. I know what you meant, but I just need to clarify that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. But all right, that more on Monday, hopefully.
Yeah. See y'all on Monday. Peace.
See you guys.
Yeah, had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. Truth bombs that many never knew. We talking politics, everything up to the moon. Was the landing real or fake? I guess you'll never know. Let's talk, this is the Nate and Garrett Show, yeah. So lend me your ear, let's get it poppin'. You know that we keep it live, non-stopping. Educating, entertain, there ain't no doubt. After you listen, you'll be thinking way outside the box. From media dishonesty, never let them play you. Keep it authentic nowadays, many can't do. Unfiltered is how we do it. Make sure you stay locked in and tuned in, let's go. Had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens.